as we say every single Monday morning, it is a vibe. What is up, nerds? It's me, your buddy pal Hey Archer. Welcome back to, my hands are like all over the place today. Welcome back to Welcome back to Nerdy Coffee here on Nerd Affiliated. You can tell I'm still waking up, even though I've been up for like an hour and a half. Still waking up. And my headphones cut out again. I don't know what's going on. But you know what? That doesn't matter. You are here for your Monday morning support group. You are here for your Monday morning talk show, nerdy talk show, where we sit back, relax, and even during a potential heat wave, I'm saying enjoy a nice hot cup of brew as we talk about the news. Oh, so good. So good. Once again, also, as we say every week, if you have a YouTube channel, podcast, blog, vlog, OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat as my cat tries to walk across the soundboard. Put it in the chat. Support one another. Plug yo shit. What are you looking at? I swear, the two of them actually, both the cats, they will sit here on the desk and look out towards the living room, and we'll see like reflections in the TV from outside, and it's like brand new every time. They're just like, what's going on out there? Like, and then they bolt for it. And it's the same shit every day. It's the same reflection every day. Don't know what to tell you. Cats. Gotta love them. Good morning to the Man Collects. Good to see you. Happy Father's Day. Good morning to Aaron Waller. Good to see you. And happy Father's Day. It is a good day, good weekend. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. I came back from Maine, just laid out in the sun, just chilling, having a good old time. And yeah, hopefully you got a chance to relax as well. We have a loaded show today. I don't even know if it's that many topics, as much as like there's just a lot to talk about with these topics. I talked about, whoa, hey, calm down. I talked about a lot of these things last week on Hey Archer Live. So to some of you, these may be like repeat stories, but hopefully not. And of course, if you're following us on Instagram, if you're following us on Facebook, on TikTok, some of this stuff, again, you may know this already, you may not. I don't know. But hey, we'll talk about it anyway. There was also an absolute domination at the box office this weekend, and did not see that coming. Alania, good to see you this morning. Yeah, I did not see that coming, so we'll talk about that as well. But let's get into the plugs. I already kind of alluded to all these. Of course, you got Nerd Affiliated on Instagram. That's where we'll post, news in real time as we learn it, if we deem it important. Usually it's in the stories, but every so often we'll throw something into the God, what do you call that? Hang on, I need another sip. There you go. Throw it into the timeline. So usually it's in the stories, but sometimes throw it in the timeline. We also have the Real Nerd Busters on Instagram. So if you're into the Ghostbusters side of things, you can pay us a visit over there. And then if you do want links to everything, you can, of course, go to therealnerdbusters.com and nerdaffiliated.com, where you'll find links to latest videos, live shows, links to join the memberships, all that fun stuff. But, Lanya says, I love Star Wars. Yes, Star Wars is the topic of the day. It is the topic of the day. What I may do, actually, is I'm thinking about talking about a couple other things first before we dive into Star Wars, because I think that will dominate the chat for sure. For sure. So let me move a couple things here. I think that'll be good. Real quickly, something to note, and I talked about it briefly on Thursday. So if you do want to hear more about me talking about it, I would definitely check out Thursday's stream. But Legacy of Nerd made a video last week, and he mentioned how the Netflix Power Ranger show got canceled. So it has been pulled. Hasbro is shopping this around, so we'll see where it ends up. Some of you in the chat mentioned Amazon being a good place for it because you want the more mature Power Ranger show, which, we all in theory want, but I don't know if we'll ever get that as a show. And I don't think they're going to ever take that stab at it. So make sure you check out the video from Thursday and check out the Legacy of Nerds coverage on it. Also, this weekend on Sunday, he had Tammy Frank, the wife of the late Jason David Frank. So take a listen to that. It's a good interview. I'm about halfway through, so I'll probably listen to the rest of it this morning. But he did a good job with that one. Jumping over to some toy news. What the? This is a massive fly. Where the hell did that come from? Holy cow. It's in the living room now. I'm just going to close the door. Just so it's not like flying in my face. Wow. That was crazy. It's like one of those that like either sneaks in when you're coming in the house, or there's like a hole in a random screen somewhere and it got in. I don't know. That was crazy. So going into toy news, we have an awesome reveal. It was an awesome drop. And it's another scenario where I think if you did not pick this one up on Friday, you probably don't want it, is my guess. Because the Batmobile dropped. We're doing the Target summer sales or something. Actually, let's see. Let's see what they're calling it. There's always like a new Target push. And it's annoying. I'm like, just release the stuff. And then they make, how do you get to this category? Let's see. If I just click on toys, I think. Explore all. Collector spot. Yeah. There you go. Summer Geek Out is what's going on. So once again, just like Haulathon, every Friday there's a bunch of drops happening. They must find huge success in it that I keep doing this thing. I guess I could see it because everybody rushes to the website at one time, and then FOMO kicks in, and you're just like, oh, I should get this. I don't know if I'm going to want it. And you just kind of buy. So I guess it's our fault, but they're doing another weekly series again, giving more content to the Mad Hatter because he does a lot of the Friday release videos. So good for him. But this Friday we had the DC Multiverse, had a couple different figures drop, a couple 2-packs drop. But yeah, the big show was the Batmobile. And again, to repeat, if you didn't buy this, I'm going to assume you didn't want it. $80, fits 2 figures, lights up. I think it's a great deal. Looks great. I don't really have any complaints about this. If I was to have any sort of complaint, it's like, oh, I wish it was die cast, but like that would have cost like $500. So I'm good where it is. This will go great next to the Batmobile. I mean the Batcycle. Next to this one here. It'll go great next to that. However, I don't have like a really, really good Batman animated series figure to like go inside the Batmobile. I don't have a great Robin. I'm going to end up putting, you could probably see up there, there's a Batman there. So I'm going to pose him next to the Batmobile. It's the Batman from, let's see if they have it down here. Batman animated series, McFarlane. It's the Batman that came with the light up display stand, this one. So I'll pose that one next to the Batmobile, but I really want a good animated series Batman, and his drops with the cell shading, it's not it for me. I'm not digging them at all. So it's something I'll buy, I'll hang on to, and hopefully someday there is a great figure to go next to it. Steve in the house, good to see you. The Man Collect says, I ordered the Batmobile. It took longer to settle than I thought it would. Yeah, same with the Tumbler, if you remember, last week or 2 weeks ago. The Tumbler was up, both of them, the Amazon one, which was the camouflage one, and then the McFarlane store one was the black one. They were both up for, I think, over 24 hours before they finally sold out. So, I don't know. And yeah, the cell shading is ruining these figures. It's true. Like, I wanted this Jim Gordon. I still do. But I saw it in person, and I don't know, the paint apps didn't seem great. Same with the Batman figures. It seems like there's almost like a powder coat on them. The cell shading is just horrible. Like, I mean, look at this. There's no point doing that. To me, with this line, I'm at a point where I'm like, there is no point to do it. Just release the figure. Just release the figure. And then they also charge more because it's a Batman animated series, $30 versus if I go down, yeah, like look at this one. Regular $24.99. It's on sale now. Where else? This Metallo, $22.99. So like, I don't know. I can't justify it. I cannot justify it. All right. Audio cut out once again in my headphones. Now it's back. I don't know what's going on. I got to figure it out. I got to figure out what's going on. Mondo's doing a great job, but the money. Yeah, it's the money. It's the money. Man Collect says, I've been skipping this line except for the Riddler and Joker. I'd rather have the old Kenner figs. Yeah. Oh, I wish I brought it up. I bought a... if you guys go to my stories for Hey Archer, you'll see I picked up 2 figures from a yard sale yesterday. And one of them was Batman animated series, the Kenner version, $2. Paint apps are toast, no cape. But I told the kid there, I bought him and the Toxic Crusader. I told the kid, his dad was sitting there, and I was like, I'm in the stage of collecting where I'm buying the stuff I had when I was your age, talking to the kid. And the kid was like, do you need change? I was like, no, I'm good. But yeah, I'd rather spend $2 on a crappy figure that I had as a kid. It's not even the same one. It's just the same version, incomplete, than some of this stuff, you know. So yeah. Heading over to Hasbro, and then we'll kind of start going into the Star Wars stuff. Oh, actually, no, wait. I'll do one more thing. I forgot all about this. We have this quote here over at Screen Rant, and this comes from Tom Waltz, who is, I think, I was a showrunner, but one of the producers of the last Ronin movie that they're working on. He said, "My dream is for the lovely and talented Judith Hoag to be a part of something we do in our media for the last Ronin." He's a writer. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't. I very much wanted Judith Hoag back in the second movie. I'm still a Judith Hoag fan. I buy the figures. I'm glad she's finally like opened up to the fandom and hangs out with us. Also with Elias, Casey Jones, I wanted him back for more movies, and he did 1 and 3. But I feel like now to do a last Ronin story, they're too old. I hate saying that, but for that storyline, how old are they? Let's see. She's 60. Looks great for 60. But I think, and Elias is 63. I don't know. I feel like for the last Ronin story, for what they're trying to do, in case you don't know, there's a lot of flashbacks in the last Ronin. April O'Neil's there, Casey Jones is there, but they're probably at that point in their 30s, maybe pushing 40 in flashbacks. And then when you're in present day, I guess you would be 60. Because she has a daughter in the book. So, 20 series. I guess you could actually do it. You could do it. So, it's a matter of would she dust the acting cobwebs off and do an action story. I don't know. But I'd be fine if it wasn't Judith. And again, I'm a fan. But I'd be fine if it wasn't Judith Hoag. But I'm afraid of this. I'll be honest. We all love the story. We all love the figures. I've not started reading The Lost Years. Anthony's currently reading it. He does want to do a review on it. I couldn't get into it. I tried. I couldn't get into it. So I feel like Last Ronin's a one and done type of story. And it's been a while already. So like, do we still need a movie? And are they going to mess up the movie? Like, I kind of don't trust them. So I'm on the fence. But if they pull it off, I'll be first in line. I also don't know if I want this to be animated or not. I think animated would be better than live action. So if you go animated, Judith can be involved. Yeah, she can just voice April O'Neil. And Elias can voice Casey Jones. No problem. That'd actually work out. So we'll see. What is happening? I think it's it's my audio app that's causing the issues. Because just now when I was looking at it, my sound meter was like, it stayed where it was. It wasn't moving. So I might have to actually like uninstall and install. I forgot to say this at the top, and I feel like a jerk for not doing this. But we lost another member of the community, RIP to Comicstorian. He's on the right here. You may recognize the gentleman on the left, Comics Explained. But they were both awesome friends. And that was just so random that we lost Benny. I was just like, when Sal told me, I was like, what? Yeah, these are probably freaking bullshit articles right now. He was only 40 years old. That's crazy. But yeah, Benny and Rob, I mean, they both helped me with this channel because there's so much I cannot read while still having a day job and editing videos and all sorts of stuff. Like, it's just hard to sit down and like dedicate hours to reading comics. So thanks to them, they just walk me through the stories and I'm able to get the information I need and come to you guys and talk about the various comics like The Last Ronin. And then when I choose to go back and read it, yeah, it's not my first time, knowing what's going to happen, but I can still go back, read it, and enjoy it. But it seems like, from what his wife was saying, the channel will continue. So the channel will continue to exist. I guess people will contribute to it, or they just... I know other people were on the channel with him to do like weekly shows, so maybe they'll continue just doing the stuff for him. So it sucks. It sucks losing one of our own. But I apologize. I did not say that at the top. I forgot to hit that tab. I feel like an asshole. All right, going over to Hasbro. The Power Days event is still up. Oh, it's until 10 a.m. All right, so you guys have another hour and a half to pick up some items on sale if you want. They added a lot to it. Not anything I need. Maybe you guys would need something on here. I feel like the items they added on, for the most part, were items you can find at Target that were a better deal on sale at Target than here. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but probably a year ago at this point, when Hasbro was doing like quarterly warehouse sales, I did a little tips and tricks segment, and one of them was, don't waste your money on anything you can find at Target. If you could find it at Target and you're willing to gamble, you could probably get it for cheaper at Target. At this point, if you have an Ollie's or a Ross around, if it's something that could be found at, I was going to say sold, but if it's something that could be found at Target or Walmart, you could gamble that. Oh, sorry. You can gamble that as well and wait till then. But for the items that are exclusive to Hasbro Pulse, you get some pretty good deals on stuff. Like I said, they added to it. But nothing grabbed me enough to say like, I need to jump on this. I skipped it. So you have till 10 a.m. Eastern to get that. Legacy of Nerd in the House, good to see you. I was talking about you earlier, the Tammy Frank interview, and for everybody to check out your video on the Netflix cancellation. But all right, before we do box office, let's talk Star Wars. We're going to talk Star Wars. We have two things to discuss. The first, the Haslab. So right now, 21 days remaining. I always enjoy a good crowdfunding because I get to track it every week and see how it's doing. So right now, it's probably by the end of the day, I'd say it's going to hit 5,000 backers. Needs 8,000 just to be made. And as a reminder, it is massive. But the stretch goals have nothing to do with the actual play set, which I think is actually pretty good. So the play set, you get it as is. All the pictures, there's two different versions of it. I love that idea. The stretch goals are not going to affect you using it. But the stretch goals are figures everybody wants. So Greedo, Nabron leads, which is that character there. And then at 17,000, you get Aurelia Skohas. So I don't know why that's the max level back. They must not think it's going to get there. And honestly, I don't think it's going to get there, personally. Patrick in the house, good to see you. So, spoiler alert, that's my thought on the Haslab. I think the Haslab will back. And shout out to the team over there, because they dropped a video this past week, and I thought it was genius. I actually thought it was genius. They took out a little like bookshelf and showed how you could split up the cantina. Like, it doesn't have to just be like one giant layout. Like, you can divide this thing up. And I thought it was a good video. I was like, that's actually a really good idea. I think it's just price point. You know, I think price point is going to just rule this thing out. Retro Blasting, I don't know if you guys ever watched Retro Blasting. He did a whole 30-minute rant on this thing. And his argument was, this is not a dynamic type of set. Like, it's iconic, but all you're doing is just putting your figures around it like a bar, and they're just kind of standing there. But I don't think people look at it that way. I don't think anybody says, oh, if this was Hoth or if this was the Death Star at the same price, I would definitely buy that versus buying this. Like, I think at this price point, your audience is your audience. I don't think that matters. But I think it's going to back. I just think similar to Cat's Lair from Super 7, you're not going to get all the tiers. Similar to Ant-Man, you're not going to get all the tiers. But considering it only needs like 3,000 more backers, you'll get it. It'll get made. And if for nothing else, flippers are going to go in on it, because they know that once it is made, they could flip the carded figures, at least, or just flip the cantina. So you're going to have that. But this is the one scumbag thing, now that I think about it. And it's not my idea. This comes from JB. He mentioned it with the ghost. So shout out to JB's Toy Trunk. It's scumbag to make the figures not just exclusive to these Haslabs, but like carded exclusives to the Haslabs, because they tote the cards knowing that the art on the cards are good. Like, if you want to keep it mint on card, you can. But then at the same time, they advertise the figures in the playset. So like, if you're a mint on card person and you normally buy 2 of something, you're not buying 2 of this for the figures. Now, over time, do they tend to release figures? Yes. Figures like these, are they going to do that? Highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. So it's kind of a scumbag move. And you may have some people who doubled up on the Haslab for this reason. If you did that, I would consider getting some financial help, psychological help. Seek out a financial advisor. Because that's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Oh, there it was, Legacy. I even played out the video for you, Legacy, so you got that ad rev. We'll come back to that. But we got to talk about the Acolyte. We got to talk about the Acolyte episode 3. Now, Geek Strong in the house, good to see you. He says he backed the deluxe cantina and might back a second one for the figures and sell the extra parts later on. You do you. You do you. If you could sell the pieces of that thing and make your money back, I just feel like it's a real gamble. Selling the figures you can do, but selling the pieces of the cantina, I think, is hard. I think that part's hard. You guys out here laughing. So I dropped this video. This is a clip or short from last Thursday's Hey Archer Live, right? And Book of Yukon Phil in the house, good to see you. So I dropped this clip on TikTok, I dropped it on YouTube, and I dropped it on Instagram. And in the video, in the entire video, I talk about how, of all the reasons to be mad at this show, I thought the forced birth may have been the least egregious thing that they did. And that was my thought. I was like, hey, they just kind of said something that like most people probably didn't even think about. Like, how do the witches of Dathomir reproduce? How do any of these single sex groups in Star Wars reproduce? I actually enjoyed oh my God, what's the Seth MacFarlane Seth MacFarlane show? This his Star Wars show. Orville. I love that about Orville. Orville's a great show in general. If you guys have not watched the Orville, you should. But in the Orville, there is a race of like Klingons, and they lay eggs. Spoiler alert. I won't tell you where it goes from there, but they lay eggs, and that's how they reproduce. So in Star Wars, we haven't had anybody like say that blatantly, you know? So I dropped this clip. It's my thought. Not going to lie, I'm trying to ride the algorithm of the Acolyte. And the comments, I feel, are making me like into a Disney defender. And for the record, I think the show sucks. I think it's a terrible show. I was literally just calling out something that I think is like whatever. And with all, like, this show has 5 million issues. There are a billion things wrong with the Acolyte. All three episodes. But in this episode, the one part that I was like, I'm willing to let that one slide. People are just like, you fucking asshole. They're just like, coming for the throat. And I even made a joke. I posted this video last night, and I said, hell, I'm thinking about faking loving Disney just for the views at this point. Because the interactions, the comments, the likes I'm getting, people are liking the video out of like hate just to make a mean comment on it. And in fact, this video here, I made it for TikTok, shared it on Instagram. TikTok took it down because they were like, there's hate speech here. So like, I thought that was hilarious. TikTok out here watching out for us. But it's wild. It's wild. Like, people in this fandom, I'm going full screen for this one. People in the Star Wars fandom, I feel like I'm reaching a point where we got to get a life. It's right now. I was thinking about this earlier today. This feels like GameStop stock in, what was that, 2000, was that 21, 22 when the meme stock craze was going wild? It might have been 22. So a lot of people saw the GameStop stock, right? It was going up. And they're like, whoa, what's going on? And it made the news, and the whole meme stock craze, the Reddit Wall Street Bets page went wild. News places were covering it. Like, everybody was like going nuts on what is happening with GameStop. And you legit had adults that months into the GameStop thing going on were like, I'm going all in. I'm pulling savings. I'm pulling freaking stocks from funds from other stocks. I'm selling those. I'm going all in on GameStop. I'm going all in on Dogecoin. I'm going all in on BlackBerry. And they did it, unbeknownst to them, at the fucking top. At the top. They bought all the stock. And what happened? It dove. They lost all their money, and they're standing there looking like jackasses. It's quite sad, actually. It's quite sad. The reason I make this analogy is we've peaked on hating Star Wars at this point. Like, this whole fandom menace shit, it started with Last Jedi, and Last Jedi came out when? 2017, 2016, somewhere back there. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed with Disney Star Wars. It has been shit. It continues to be shit. I'm not sure why all of a sudden people are like throwing their hands up. We got what? Season, the cliche things, right? Rogue One was good. Season 1 of Mando, debatably season 2 of Mando. People keep saying freaking Andor. I feel like people just say it to say it, honestly. You had those the Tales of the Jedi, and only the first season. The second season I thought was okay, but the first season was good. It's not even a season, it's just like shorts. And then you have is that it? Oh, I enjoyed Kenobi. I thought the ending was bullshit, but I was enjoying Kenobi week over week. So you had a couple good things come through, right? But every movie's been trash, except for Rogue One. I don't know how Rogue One got made. It's funny, they cut out parts of Rogue One that would have probably been cool parts, and they made it worse, but it was still a good movie. Rogue One's like the only good movie that came out. And then you're getting Book of Boba Fett. You're getting Ahsoka. You're getting Mando Season 3. You're getting all this garbage. And people now, to me, if now you're like, this is bullshit, I'm out. I'm like, bro, where you been? Where have you been? This is just what they do. This is the shit they make. Nothing is changing. Nothing is changing. So when I see these people coming at me, you know, with some of these, actually, I'm just going to go to the video again. When I see them come, oh, you're a Disney defender. Oh, you're, why is it not even showing all the comments? I have to, oh, here you go. Why don't you like look at the lore? Why don't you blah, blah, blah? I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Like, what are you talking about? What are we defending here? Like, what are you defending? What are you defending? And the part that's even crazier than that is some of these people in the comments coming at me and at each other, more importantly, can't even agree on what they're upset about. Can't even agree. I said either the Witches of Dathomir are doing snoo on Darth Maul's people or using the Force to reproduce. It's probably one of the two things. And all the show did was say, maybe there's another option out there that they're using the Force to do it. Maybe, right? You got people out here, I'm not calling this guy out, but, you know, the Zabroks, those are Darth Maul's people. How many casual people that watch Star Wars you think know that? How many casual people watch Star Wars, even know the Night Sisters were a thing before the Ahsoka show? Like, the pool of people that are knowledgeable about Star Wars is very small. And it's even smaller that people know the lore to such an extent that in the comments, the people who are mad, some of them are not even getting the facts right on what they're mad about. They're confusing things. They're yelling at me and also being like, oh, but I think it's like this. Is it or is it not? Oh, the reason it's convoluted is because Disney sucks. They're not keeping their own lore. They're changing shit. In the first episode, freaking Trinity Trinity dies via a small dagger to the chest. But we also saw multiple lightsaber stabs do not kill people in Star Wars. Not anymore. So again, Disney's doing their own dumb shit. Right? So what's the fucking point? What's the point in getting so upset that you're just like, and just like in the comments and just, it's been this. It has been this. Watch the show or don't watch the show. Is it fun to watch it and be like, I can't believe they're doing this? Yes. At the same time, we're giving them views. Like, you're giving them interactions. So like, you know what? If you're so upset now, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. And to everybody who wants to go and this is the dumbest video I've ever seen. Is it the dumbest video you've ever seen? Honestly. Because once again, I will always go back to it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Is Disney stock down since 2020? Yes. Are most stocks down since like 2020? Yes. This type of movement is normal. This is what's been happening. And you know what? It's still up over last year. This is normal. They released that they are making money on Star Wars. I hate to break it to everybody. Everybody who's like freaking out, your time to freak out was here. Your time to freak out was off of Last Jedi, going into Rise of Skywalker, when Mando season 1 happened. That was your time to be like, you guys are the worst. 4 or 5 years, 6 years later, I'm like, shut the fuck up. They are who they are. Disney is who Disney is. It's time to move on. Don't watch a show if you don't want to watch it. If you want to hate watch it, go for it. I hate watch it. But like complaining about the lore breaks of episode 3 of The Acolyte, they lore break every fucking show. Every show they release, they lore break. Star Wars theories out here complaining about nuts and bolts on the wall that you can buy at Home Depot. It's like nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Zero. Ahsoka sucked. Mando season 3 sucked. Book of Boba Fett sucked. Bad Batch, for the majority of it, sucked. Tales of the Jedi, half of it was good. The other half was absolutely useless. It is what it is at this point. If you're hating on Disney Star Wars and you're like, now I'm out, I don't think you're out. I think you're just kind of hanging out. You're just going to be watching, and then you're going to be back in the second something else happens. Or you're probably still watching it. You're probably still watching it. So that's all I got. That's all I got. I don't understand. I And I watched the Star Wars theory thing before I came on, where he was like, the Star Wars fans are in unison over how bad the Acolyte is. I'm like, no, dude. No. It's just that now you don't like Disney Star Wars, so that fan base now is starting to back you. That's the difference. But at the end of the day, he even called it out. If I go here to Star Wars, right? He was like, oh, in the comments, people are trashing it, which they are. I'm looking here at comments. People are just like, this fucking sucks, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a spam. Bro, you guys are literally just helping them out. Every time you comment a hate comment on here, you're telling the algorithm there is interest in what's happening here. When the marketing team for Disney sits down and says, how was the Acolyte doing? When Kathleen Kennedy sits down with Bob Iger and they're like, how is the Acolyte doing? I hear there's some hate going on. She's like, well, yeah, there's always hate, but we still had a record-breaking first 2 episodes. Okay, well, let's look at social media and see what's going on social media. Okay, well, this video here has 2,300 comments on it. Most of them are hate. Most of them are people trashing it. There's 22,000 likes on that video. 21,000 likes on that video. 23,000 likes on that video. These 4,000 comments, even if every single one of them is hating on it, is, what is that? I'm shitty at math. Is that like 10%? Is it 10% of it? 20%? I think it's 20 of the interactions are hate. But you're telling me 80% of people like this? I heard a fire truck and I thought I'm spitting so much fire here. They're coming to stop me. Look, 1,000, right? I bet you all 1,000 are hate. 16,000 likes. 77,000 likes. 4,000 comments. You guys are idiots. You're idiots. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. At this point, just don't watch it. Don't comment about it. Don't make videos about it. Don't hit like on it. Don't do anything. Just leave it alone. That's how they understand. That's how they understand. In this scenario, other companies, we could say otherwise. But with a powerhouse like Disney, if you're one of the 4,269 people that left a mean comment on this, 72,000 people hit the like button. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And once again, before I hit box office recap, my favorite segment of the week, I will say this. I fucking hate the show. I hate the show. I hate the show. I hate the show. Did I say I hate the show? That in case somebody is like not, if that's not registering in there, hate the show. But you guys are fucking stupid. You guys are dumb. Is what it is. Let's move on. Let's move on. By the way, I never saw Clone Wars, according to a lot of the comments in there. Box Office Mojo. Sorry, I didn't catch the comments. Let me go back to the comments here. Moneybag. JB in the house. Good to see you. Phil said, hell, I lost 100 followers saying I canceled my Disney Plus subscription. This shit is just wild. I think you'll be back because you love Star Wars. At the end of the day, you love Star Wars. I don't think canceling your subscription, like you would need like millions of people to cancel for it to like push things. And you know, it's funny. I'll go back for a second. I remember when the Phantom Menace developed, right? Off of the back of The Last Jedi. And we were all so angry as a fan base that we were just like, we were in unison on how much we hated it. Honestly, it was beautiful. For once, Star Wars fans were, for the most part, like on the same page. You had some people who are like, that was the greatest movie ever. I'd be curious to see. I've got receipts in my brain of people who are like, that movie was awesome. I don't know what you're talking about. And I kind of want to ask them, do you still feel that way? But coming off the backs of The Last Jedi, I was like, this is trash. We got to stop them. And we all enjoyed the videos, the video essays, all that fun stuff. I remember talking to two people. There was a girl I was dating at the time and my friend Joel. I talked to both of them separately, two different occasions, unrelated conversations. And I went into how much I hated that movie and how Disney was starting to suck. And the two of them were just like, I guess. I don't know. I saw the movie. It was all right. And then over the years, I've told people, oh, man, did you watch Clone Wars? Did you see Clone Wars? When they're like, hey, in Mando, this thing happened. Where did that start? Oh, you should go watch Clone Wars. That's all right. It's okay. It's not that important to me. I hate to break it to everybody. If you're watching this video, if you're watching Star Wars Theory, you're watching General Kenobi's Bunker, while we are very devoted nerds, We are such a minority in this world. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. So we would need like a mass exodus. And I don't think enough casual fans care, to be honest. And on top of that, there are so many parents that are iPad parents where they just shove an iPad in front of their kid that even if they were like, I want to cancel my Disney Plus, there's no way they're pulling Disney Plus because their kid shuts up for an hour every day watching some stupid shit on the Disney app. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm very like heated about this thing, but in a good way. I'm going to drop more videos online and I'm going to probably big up Disney as a joke and just see what happens because fuck it at this point. You know what I mean? Anyway, we had some box office domination sorry, let me finish the comments. The documentary on Netflix. I think we were talking about the GameStop thing. Weird. Anyone else see the YouTube notice that only subs are in the chat? Yeah, I turned that on and one of you turned it off. I think that happens every time. I scrolled to the top and saw it. Yeah, I turned it on. Sometimes I turn it on to see what that will do for interactions. I want Archer to do a Mad Money style show and smash shit. Yeah. A soundboard with a bunch of taglines and nerd sound effects goes hard. Archer coming in hot. Yeah. Nathan E in the house. Good to see you. Waking up with coffee in the stream. There you go. Saying hi to everybody. Aaron Waller. I'm finally diving into Clone Wars. The essential episodes, mind you. Let that sink in. Think about that. Aaron Waller is only now watching Clone Wars. Aaron Waller watches so much nerd shit. If anything, at times he may watch more than most of us. And even he is only now getting into Clone Wars. That's how insignificant some of this other shit is in the grand scheme. Sorry. On Disney now, watching with my granddaughter, enjoying life. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Nathan's on season 4. Nathan also new to Clone Wars. JB, sounds great. I'm at the DMV getting my driver's license renewed. There you go. The RMV Geek Strong. We're in Massachusetts. Got to say the RMV. So, yeah. I remember watching so many Catherine Kennedy's getting fired videos, Disney scared videos. I've made them too. I made them too. All on speculation. Every one of those videos was speculation. And then I just started to watch, take notes. Is what I'm saying bullshit? Is what I'm saying bullshit? And a lot of the times it is. Now, it's bullshit on both sides, right? I can take a picture of this. I can take this picture right now, and I can clip something that says the Acolyte tanking Disney stock. And I can bullshit my way to an argument to say that that's true. I can. Because I guarantee you, of all the angry fans, maybe 2% of them actually pay attention to the stock market to know if what's on the screen right now is a true reflection of what's happening with Disney or Star Wars. Maybe. Have what you will. Have what you will. Do what you will. Inside Out 2. $155 million. $155 million. Oh, what a coincidence. Disney. I didn't even plan that. I didn't even plan that. Top movies of the year after one weekend. 5th place. Aaron Waller says, as a Florida resident, Galaxy's Edge is struggling as well, in my opinion, for various other reasons. Probably money. People probably just cannot afford it. But hey, if I can take my kids to the theater and get them to shut up for an hour and a half, 2 hours, watching Inside Out 2, that's a win. And that's how people view it. That's how people view it. All right. Sorry I got heated. For the record, I wasn't angry at anybody in the chat or anybody who's watching. I was more angry at those who are in the comments of those videos that won't watch this. They won't know where I actually stand. They won't know the beginnings or the ends. They just see the short. Where I was asking a very legit question. I was giving the benefit of the doubt, and they came for the king. I got work to do. You guys probably do too. And to me, it's a wrap. Hey Archer Live every Thursday, 8:15-ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated, but every Monday morning, 8 a.m.-ish, Nerdy Coffee. 2 different shows, 2 different vibes. Either way, we're stuck with this guy. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, I will be on Dave's Dimensions channel talking the 40th anniversary of Ghostbusters. We were both there. It was a good time. We're talking about it over on his stream. Make sure you give him a subscribe. Subscribe to everybody in the chat. Everybody. Craft Collects, Aaron Waller, Nathan E, Geek Strong, JB, Yukon Phil, Rambling Nerd. Am I missing Legacy of Nerd? Stevo, The Man Collects, Alania, everybody. Subscribe to everybody. Support each other. We've got. We're all we've got. All we've got is each other. I can't speak anymore. I need more coffee, and I gotta do some work. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. I'm out of here.
Wow.